Hello everyone and welcome to Zeepkist Cup of the Day. For those of you who don't know how this works, we get 10 minutes to practice a map we have never seen before, after which there will be 2-minute elimination rounds where the slowest players get eliminated. This week we have a map by justMaki. Cup of the Day. Wait, this doesn't feel like a Maki track. By justMaki. This feels like a me track, honestly, one of these weird slow speed tracks. Uh-oh. I got lost. Go this way. Interesting. And there's a risky. Which one of these is the risky? Probably the one with the booster? So I kind of knew it was going to be an unorthodox map. Because last time Maki made a cup map, it was the weird, like, inside tube tech. And I know Maki is trying to make maps that are not like cup maps we have seen before. So it did cross my mind that this might be a slow speed track. But I wasn't really sure what to expect. This is definitely speed checky, I think, unless the insurance boosters are very well optimized. 4 4s to start it off in first place. 40.7 is the author time. Not surprising. Slow speed tracks tend to have wild time variations. Because when I'm up 1.9 speed like I am here, that's going to save me a ton of time across the entire track. This is a speed conservation track. Agix in second. I know Agix likes slow speed tracks. Also, he's made a few of them himself. I've lost traction. I know Sandals comes to mind also as a fellow slow speed enthusiast. What is this? I'm up 8/10. Oh, that's close, actually. 44-4. That's very close, the two finishes. I wonder if you, like, take the right finish super duper inside, if you can actually be faster that way. I guess that'll be the thing I'm trying this warm-up round. Another thing to consider, I believe some of these hills, this hill possibly might have some arms up tech to gain some speed. If you hold arms up, like at the crest of certain hills, you get marginally more speed coming down it. I'm not sure if any of these are that way, but it might be. I'm also just going to try different lines to see what gives me speed. If I go super wide here, then I have to hook it back around to get up there. I mean, I'm up speed, but I don't think that's actually good speed. And this is a really weird spot where you kind of lose traction on the inside. Again, hitting this final checkpoint, 0.7 seconds, and yeah, about 0.7 down. It's very similar. And there is Sandals, I called it already. He does like his slow speed tracks. So I wonder if the trick here might be what a lot of these guys are trying to do, and just holding the inside line as tight as you can, making that as short as possible to the finish on the right side. It's very close between those two finishes. Almost hit that wall on the right side. That's a little scary. Let's keep it much further to the right this time. Yeah, I kept a lot more traction. Does that help my speed? No, it did not. So if I come up here and just how tight to the right can I take this? Very tight. Yeah, and that saved me like another 10th. So I think that is the way to do it. Hugging the right side on that final corner. Now to figure out the rest of the map. I do kind of feel like I have the line and it's just optimizing at this point. That might be a hill worth arms upping also. Yeah, I gained a whole ton of time by just getting that uphill corner super tight. And that is first place, 41.69. Less than a second off of Maki's author time. I think that's already a win. Oh, there's Kern Cobb by 6 thousandths further ahead of me. I wonder, one of the things to consider every time you see a slow speed track like this is if Kern Cobb is actually going to switch off of keyboard to controller. I know he did that on Magical Forest, the Showdown map. I believe he did it on Jobber's Cup of the Day map. That was the only other, like, true full slow speed map we've had in Zeepkist Cup of the Day. Just out of curiosity. Kern is on controller. You can see it in the input display in the bottom right. Round on keyboard, as he always is. It's funny that I can predict that whenever it happens. Ah, I keep tapping that wall. I wonder if there is a chance at some crazy third-person static tech here. Because I found a few weeks ago that third-person static cam makes it a bit easier to see if you're going to hit some of these walls, and since so much of this track is about getting as close to walls as possible, I kind of like this, actually. Hopefully it's not too nauseating as a viewer. Oh, I lost a ton of speed there. I think there's a couple of spots on this track where I will be switching to that camera, though. I think the beginning is going to be just hugging this inside. Yeah, I'm up 0.5 speed. Let's see if that speed stays. It does not. Yeah, I think that's a spot where I'm going to do the third static. I think it's just going to be there's two walls that you have to get really close to. There's one at the beginning of the track and another where I just did it. Okay, very comparable time. Down about a 10th. I think I'm sticking with my finish strategy. It's crazy how much the times are varying just from like checkpoint to checkpoint, depending on what line I do. Definitely, I think nobody has quite optimized this track yet. How am I down 2 speed? Ow. Does seem like people are favoring this hugging the inside of the first corner. Kern went a little bit wider at the top of the hill than Round and I did. I think going wider there might be good, actually. You save a little bit of speed by being gentler on the steering. This one also. I wonder if this track is actually about maximizing your speed at the top of the hill. Even if it means you're setting yourself up poorly for the next turn. You spend so much time at these ultra low speed sections at the tops of hills that I think it might be worth, for instance, going out kind of wide here and then bringing it back in. See how I have that plus 0.2 speed? Now that speed's going to go away when I go down the hill, but that's a tiny bit more speed. I have the top at every hill, and same with this one. Go out to the right side, coming up to the top of that hill. Final test here. Should be about half a second down. Yeah, I'm about half a second. So yeah, I think you have possibly a tenth of a second by doing that final corner super tight to the inside on the right. Anyway, into elimination rounds, Kerncobb last second gets first place in the warm-up ahead of Sandals and Zoman. Not a whole ton of previous Cup of the Day winners in this lobby, I think. But Kerncobb and Zoman are two of the biggest names. Definitely people to keep an eye on. Sandals and myself. Oh. Is the mod running? I don't think the mod's running. I'm gonna take this run anyway, because we at least have the 2-minute timer. I don't see the mod stuff. Alright, extra practice. Sandals just farming wins. It's fine. Okay, playing for real now. As I was saying, Kerncobb and Zoman, two of the big names. Sandals and myself on slow speed tracks are definitely going to be people to look out for. Maki won't be playing because they made the map. Round another one of the kind of big, the top 5 in the Cup of the Day wins column. Round a keyboard player though, which might actually impact him on this track. We see even Kerncobb opting for controller here. It's not super common that we get a track that definitely favors controller over keyboard, but these kind of slow speed tracks, I know Kerncobb, obviously the fact that he switches to controller at all is a sign that that is an advantage. That was an interesting first turn I just did. It didn't seem to help me though. I think just, yeah, this kind of start. Get close to that wall. Whew, that was very close to that wall. And this is all speed conservation. At least the majority of this map is. So the more green speed numbers I'm getting, the better. And holy cow, this is world record pace. And then let's just hug this as far to the right as possible. It's a little awkward to get in there. Not quite beating Kerncobb's time. Getting real close to it for sure. Kerncobb's time from the warm-up round. I mean, I am beating Kerncobb's time in this round. And interestingly, it looks like I'm one of the only people actually taking that left, or that right turn. Interesting. Lexer sweep, let's do it, guys. Honestly, I'm just glad Kerncobb's not sweeping. We got that story out of the way immediately. So I think that was 4 DNFs, not counting Maki. Ah. I do, inner wall ride. I do kind of like that third-person static cam for gauging some of these walls, but it is also kind of difficult to find a good time to switch into it. That's a lot of speed down. Let's perhaps just take this run. So I'm sure I won't need a 41 to actually get out of round 2 here. And then I still have time to make an improvement at the end. Okay, I'm actually up speed there, which is interesting. Oh. 42.3 is 6th place. Yeah, I think I'll be safe with even that time. Oh, I think I tapped the inside wall there. It's gonna lose me a little bit of speed. Didn't even sound like a tap, but I felt the car not turning more in that direction. I want to see what other people are up to here. Yeah, that was a bad turn. Round is going right. I'm not going to show anything. Pandamane is jumping. 3 people without a time. So 3 DNFs, 1 person eliminated, 49.7. Yeah, times are very spread apart. That tends to happen on low speed maps, which I called pretty early on there. The low speed conservation maps. You manage to keep a little bit more speed through one corner and you're up like half a second. It's kind of crazy. Ah, I tapped that wall again. Oop, taps that wall, but I might just keep this. That felt awkward. Ooh, down 3 speed. Well, like I said in the last round, I can do a 42 something and be fine. I can do probably like a 46 and be fine in this round. That camera angle helps, but it's just like, it's kind of awkward for me to switch in and out of that camera, and I don't want to be doing third static for like the entire map. Ah. 42-1 is still a good time. That's 3rd place. Yeah, allows me to judge some of those walls so much better than I can in the usual third-person cam. So specifically that first hill and then this pillar right here, just avoid that. There's an argument for using it here. That one I can see fine, but there's this one on the right side here that kind of comes up blindly. Your car is like in front of it from the usual camera angle. Oh. Ends up being a very tiny improvement. Corinne's going straight. Interesting. Zoman didn't quite make the finish there, but that looked like he was turning right. So I think Zoman, Round, and I are turning right for sure. And yeah, as I said, a 46 was enough to get out of that round. Man, my PB got that uphill right-hand corner so clean. I lose so much speed on every single run. I do think there's some arms up tech that is worth doing here, so if you see me arms upping at random times, there's a method to my madness. Yes, Rad, there is another finish. It is uncertain whether it's faster or not. Definitely, I think on these downhill sections, the arms up, in theory, should give me a little bit more speed. So Zoman with the 0.5. I have a slower 0.5. Current cup with only a 0.8 right now. King turns to the right, but doesn't really do that tight line, so that's less helpful. Yeah, the majority of people going straight there. Yeah, super hidden finish behind that one turn. Current improves to a 0.6. Sandals the next at only a 42.0. Man, what did I do on my PB that's so good in that turn? That's very far to the right. Yikes. Just trying to have like the most speed I can at the top of these hills. It's probably not good if I have to go way out of the way like I did there. Okay. I would say the thing I'm doing... Sandals puts in a record for this cup. The thing I'm doing at the end there is, I would say, the risky finish. Not because you're gonna like miss the finish or anything, but actually getting the line that saves you, the 1/10 I think it saves you, is pretty tricky because of the fact that you're dealing with the slope of the road, both coming into the corner and then also throughout the entire corner. And I just can't match the speeds I had on my PB. That felt awkward. Save some speed though. The speed versus distance like argument on every single corner of this track is fascinating. 41.8 is a fair enough time. See everybody watching at the end here. Curious about some of the faster players. I haven't seen what Sandals has been doing yet. Kerncop has been going straight so far. Yeah, I'm doing the 41s pretty consistently, so I think I should be pretty safe here. I don't have to worry about those 44s too much yet. Feels pretty quick to be into the top 23 already, though. There we go. Actually get this first corner good. Second corner maybe less good, yeah. I'm just always down a lot of speed at checkpoint 2, though. Barely around that wall. Okay, not the cleanest run, but also not the messiest. I have a lot more speed going wide there. Does that actually pay off? It's such a slow speed track. Yeah. Look at that. It's such a slow speed track that, like, finding more speed like that is kind of massive. Let's not take that. Well, that's the same split. Oh, I crash. Aha! I actually had the good speed again, but then I tapped that wall. So I wonder about a line like this, if I were to cut in a lot tighter here. Yeah, way down in speed. Not good. But then if I were to do like a really wide line here, be very gentle at the top of this hill, that loses me like a second. Yeah, I don't know. Still second place with that 41.6. Zoman with the 41.2. That is not quite Sandals' record time. 43 being eliminated now into the top 20. Also, just as a reminder, Maki's author time is a 40.7. Doing so many resets at the beginning here, but that's just because the speed carries so much. It matters so much what the speed you have. Which unfortunately is always like down 2 at checkpoint 2. That's down a lot of speed also. I forgot to arms up tech. I have been able to get good speeds here. Oh, yikes, down over a second. This is not a very good run. Yeah, that might not even be safe. Okay, actually good speed for once. I lost a 10th and a half, but actually good speed. Don't forget the arms up tech. Still good speed, but I'm losing time. A little bit wide, but that should give me better speed. Yeah, okay. That was a just dropping into the elimination zone. That was a bit of a clincher, but we get through. And Round is going to be eliminated, it looks like. Alex, Round, Lazy, and Nails. Pretty solid bunch to be eliminated 16th through 19th. Next round is going to be 3 eliminations with the 15 players remaining. Mid 42s. Wow, a lot of 42-6s there. This is going to be a tight round for those guys. Actually gonna turn players on here just to see if I catch any secret lines. And always down speed. So what worked better, surprisingly, was when I went a little bit wide out of turn 1, which I kind of didn't expect because I thought the setup to turn 2 would matter so much. Okay, and that was clean. So actually just kind of the normal line I would expect to need through there is probably the best one. 41-7 will be safe. Currently in first, but without like really any of the big names in yet. Kern Cobb sets a 0.8, Zoman a 0.5. Should I reset here? Yeah, just for the heck of it. So when I rode out a little bit wider like that, I get the plus speed here, and then that actually carries a little bit, yeah. Not perfect. I still don't know what magic I did on my PB. I'm not following Kern on that route. So yeah, I don't know what my PB does at the beginning, but that was a lot better to go out a little bit wider out of turn 1. Even if it is a tighter turn 2, the speed gain is massive. A lot of people are watching at the end. I'm not giving anything away. This is still going to be a really good run. First place with the slower finish. Maybe people can get a little confused by what I just did there. Sandal's eliminated. Wow, Sandal's one of the slow speed players. Out in 13th, Radab's out in 14th, and Pandamain 15th. 2 former Cup of the Day winners in Sandals and Panda getting knocked out there. No one is the favorite on this one, says Zoman. That's kind of true, actually. There really hasn't been a clear-cut favorite here. I would argue, actually, it might be Zoman, but not by much. Not like where Kerncop's been running away these previous few weeks. Weak Knees also said a personal best for them. I want to point out, they said they were playing on steering wheel today. And actually, I think this track might be really good for steering wheel. Because you need all these, like, light adjustments going through these corners. Being able to hold a low steering angle. I don't know, this might be a really good steering wheel map. I don't know if they switched off of that. I don't really have a way of checking that one like I can keyboard versus controller. Hey. Okay, that's fine. 41-7. First place just barely over Agix. That felt clean. Whew. Yeah, this is a good run. Let's run out a little bit wide up here. Nick, you're looking a little slow. Really bad final corner. 41.518, still an improvement, but that was a rough final corner. Looks like Wheelie and Diablo getting knocked out here. So as we go into the top 10, Zoman with a 0.25. Agix with a big improvement also. So Zoman, Kern Cobb with a lot of Cup of the Day wins. I have 2 Cup of the Day wins. I think that's it for previous Cup of the Day winners. We got already Weak Knees putting in a personal best in the top 10. Ping making their 3rd top 10 in a row. Did not have any top 10 finishes a few weeks back, and then have finished 9th both of the previous 2 weeks. A lot of these sort of wild card players like Agix, Mew, Redstoney. Quick Racers apparently got a list of people. People to watch. This might be a map to watch people on. Oh, I tapped that wall. This is still a solid run, actually. I tapped that wall also. Yeah, this is still a 41 something. Agix with the world record coming in 41.1. I called him out early too as one of the slow speed guys. Still 4/10 off Maki's author time, but the fastest we've seen in this cup so far. Down speed, but I'm just gonna take this run anyway. Okay, 41.4. Good time, good time. Is this going to be a classic Zoman DNF moment? Yes. Classic Zoman. Oh, no, Zoman did get a finish. Last second. I did not see him at the end. That is my bad. Alright. So that's Weak Knees and St. Nicholas eliminated 9th and 10th. So if we're talking lists of people to watch, since apparently Quick Racer has his that Sandals has been using, I'll give a little bit of my own insights on people to watch. When it comes to unorthodox maps, people like Agix, Redstoney, Mew, MacCheesy, like we've seen all of these guys put in very good Cup of the Day performances on maps where a lot of the strong players, the quote-unquote pros, on maps where they have struggled. It's usually been people like Agix, Redstoney, Mew, MacCheesy, who have been showing up. Oh, that was a tight first corner. Wait, hold on, is this really good? No, I'm down speed. Maybe it's not. Oh man, I keep touching that wall. Okay, that's fine. I'm giving myself one run here, but that's okay. That was really nice. No counter steering at all there. Yeah, this feels good. So close. Whew. Yeah, I think I was a little bit tight coming up to the top of that hill. Yeah, that'll be a solid time. 0.645, only 4th place in this round. I think that was Mew who just came in with a 42.2. Solid time to be getting eliminated right now. It looks like it's going to be Mew and Ping in 7th and 8th. People look so slow at the top of this hill. I think a really good run, a really, really good run is 30 speed at this final checkpoint. Or penultimate checkpoint, actually. So Zoman with the 0.2. Agix still holds the record, right? And I believe it's still Sandals who is out in 2nd place. Zoman, Kerncop, myself, Mac Cheesy. Into the top 6 single elimination rounds. Up speed, kind of pinched my angle into turn 2, and yeah, down speed. Still though, this is a solid start. Down more speed. What does this line do? That was a strange line. That was good, actually. Wow. Okay, I have a new favorite line. Let's run out a little bit wide here. Whoa, this is good. Wow. Oh, almost the first 40-second time. Close. So the start was still a little bit behind my previous PB. So there's like half a speed to be had up here. But I did a few things that I really liked on this run. One of them was this weird, it was like kind of tight and then out wide and then looped back in up here. And then this just went super clean this turn. It wasn't a whole lot different from what I usually do. That was not a good example. Wasn't a whole lot different from what I usually do, but it was just cleaner. Zoman with a very good time as well, and it looks like Redstony is the one being eliminated here. Zoman's still wondering what finishes faster, it looks like. Hopefully I'm confusing him by taking these random jaunts to opposite sides. So Redstone eliminated in 6th. Still have the 2 biggest names in this lobby, Kerncop and Zoman. Still surviving. I kind of forgot Kerncop was still here, actually. It's been so much about, like, Zoman, myself, and then Agix up here in the top 3. I've kind of forgotten that Kerncop is, in fact, still in this lobby. Clean again. Okay, my PB was just nuts, so I'm not gonna get that. Still, decent time. At this point, though, 41.4 is probably beatable by everybody in this lobby. Okay. Trying to pinch this first corner a little bit more than I have been, because I'm not sure if going out as wide as I am is helpful. Down a little bit. Let's just keep this run. That was very wide. Still good speed though, really good speed. Ah, solid run. Zoman and Kerncop, the 2 without a time right now. Slight improvement to a 41.420. Here comes Zoman, still doing the jump to the finish. Ooh, very dangerous spot, but Kern has DNF'd. Kerncop eliminated with the DNF. We almost never see Kern DNF. That is crazy. So Kerncop with his 28 Cup of the Day wins out. Zoman has 17 Cup of the Day wins. I have 2. Agix and MacCheesy. Actually, interestingly, I believe both of them have a personal best of 3rd place. So one of them, at least, will get another 3rd place finish. Possibilities for them to get personal best, possibly a first Cup of the Day win here. Ooh, that was kind of wide. Ooh, kind of thought I was going to hit that post. Okay, this is not an amazing run, but at this point I'm going to take this first run and just hone in on the second one. That felt like a fine run until the split came in at the top of the hill, and then it suddenly was not fine. It's okay, that was amazing. Wow. Little bit wide. I've lost it. I'm resetting. I've lost it all. Definitely not the same amazing start I got on that last run. But I need a good uphill on this second one, this left-hand turn. Lost way too much time. Still very far to the right. That was awful. Made a 0.5. Shoot. Yeah, I just didn't get a run in this round. No, it's not going to be it. 3 people with 0.5s. That is so close for the top 3. Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't get the good splits. I went too wide on the left-hand turn the last 2 attempts I had. Yeah, I just didn't get the good splits there. Unfortunate. Another 4th place for me. It's becoming my go-to spot. Zoman, he's not going to be able to defend. We've got a possible new winner here with Agix and MacCheesy. Both of them, like I said, have a personal best of 3rd place. At least one of them is going to improve that personal best finish. Yeah, so these guys doing a very similar line to what I'm doing. Running out a little bit wide up at the top there. Keeping more speed. It is just better for speed conservation because this map is so much about speed conservation when they're hitting sub 30 speed at the top of the hill. And this final corner, Agix doing the turn to the right. Zoman still goes straight. MacCheesy at the beginning resets again. Already better runs than the previous round. A 41.3 from Agix, a 41.4 from Zoman. Both of them reset again. MacCheesy continuing in on this run. Nope, MacCheesy resets also. Let's take a peek at speeds here. 43 is what we've seen at the top of the hill. Wow, everyone resetting. Zoman's still going. Agix and MacCheesy in position to snipe. No more resets. Zoman just up ahead of these two. Agix abandons, so it is up to MacCheesy. Well, actually, Agix is in first. He could get double sniped here, though. 32 speed up there. What does Zoman get here? It is 30. That is pretty solid. Oh, MacCheesy got air. Yep, MacCheesy is done for. So MacCheesy with the 3rd place. Zoman still goes this way. 41.1 personal best from Zoman. I do want to also just throw out there a little bit of personal stakes I have in this. I have never gotten the fastest time in Cup before. Even though I've won 2, I've never gotten the fastest time. I want that 41.0 to stand. Zoman versus Agix in the finals. Agix already with a personal best 2nd place, but like I said, pretty much at the top of the video, Agix is good at slow speed tracks. He's made a couple of them himself. Zoman sort of been the favorite, if there has been one throughout this cup. Did just put in a very strong time of a 41.1 in the semifinal round. Zoman also with 17 Cup of the Day wins. One of the better players in this lobby, but does take that reset. See what Agix can do with his first run. Very tight corner there. 29 speed is not quite what Zoman had in the previous round, but obviously having 30 there is insane. Agix also does do this turn to the right, which I believe is faster. If he does that well, which he did, I think that gains him upwards of a tenth of a second. Zoman already feeling the pressure. Just taking a lot of resets at the beginning, as is Agix. Sticking with these runs for now. Let's see what the speeds are. 43 from Zoman at the top there. Ooh, tiny bit of an inner hook. One more reset. That was a tight entry. I think that was a good reset from Zoman. Agix right behind him with just enough time. Up to the top, we got 43 there. Zoman does... It looks like he's actually going for that tiny inner hook, which I'm not sure is beneficial or not. Clean line from Zoman, clean line from Agix, I believe. Those were both very good. Come around to this hill. I think Zoman looks faster on this run. It's only a 27, though, that he gets an Agix with a 28. I don't think Zoman has the speed to match that 41.2, but it's going to be close. Zoman with the jump. No, Agix gets it. His first Cup of the Day win. Congratulations, Agix. And thank you guys for watching. If you want to see all these stats and results for Cup of the Days, I will post the link to my spreadsheet in the description below with the new winner in it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.